Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Semi Pro USL Show. It is the June 17th edition. Hey, just a little reminder tonight we are going live with the USL Show where we're going to talk about the Super League final. We're going to hit some championship and League One action. But hey, the reason why you're here right now is so we can talk a little bit of League Two and W League. Now, today was a little bit lighter. Yesterday was a little bit lighter of a day when it comes to the League Two and W League. So we're going to talk about all these matches pretty in depth. So let's go ahead and start off with League Two. So if we go out to the Heartland Division, Swano FC took down Riverlight FC. Swano come out in their 3-5-2. Meanwhile, Riverlight come out in their 4-4 effing 2. For the most part, the first half, you just had a couple of yellow cards going either way. But to start the second half, Swano gets a 1-0 lead from Easton Bogard. That's how this one starts off 1-0. But hey, not too long after, Riverlight make it 1-1 from Preston Heatrun. After that, hey, it's 1-1. And we are going into the final minutes. In the 77th minute, Michael Lind gets the game winner for Swano FC, which later when we get into the standings, you'll see that that's a pretty big deal. The Portland Bangers in the Northwest Division gets a 2-1 win over the Tacoma Stars. And hey, don't look now and don't let those Bangers get hot because they are getting hot. The Stars, though, get a pretty early lead with the Bangers come out in the 4-3-3. Same for the Stars. But the Stars get a pretty early lead here from Aiden Fakiri. But the Bangers come out in the second half, and Lorenzo Lopez gets a goal in the 52nd, and Gunder Miller gets a goal in the 73rd minute. It was a fun one up there in the Pacific Northwest, up there in Portland, Oregon. Hey, they like to keep it weird, and they like to keep it rolling, and that is a 2-1 win. And finally, in the Lone Star Division, the Twin City Toucans get a 2-1 win over Corpus Christi. Again, I love the Twin City Toucans. I just love that name. I think it's a fun name. Shout out to the Toucans. And hey, this one, boy, was it something. All right, lock in for this one. Okay, 7:30 at night. We're getting a little bit weird, and why not get super weird? And we get a goal in the first 4 minutes, thanks to Hugo Rodriguez. Again, 4 minutes in, we got a goal. But don't count out Corpus Christi. Yes, Ignacio Abel, one of the two. He gets a goal in the 37th minute, and you're like, Kaler, that's not too crazy. That's not too wild. What are you talking about? Well, right at the 37th minute, there's a yellow card for the Toucans. In the 44th minute, Arthur Medina gets a yellow card for Corpus Christi. No big deal. Well, in the 50th minute, Alexander Kiss gets ends up getting a yellow card as well. In the 56th minute, Adam Abu Hamidi gets a yellow card for Corpus Christi. Pretty normal. Straight red, Ryan Hammond for the Toucans. Get him out of here with that abusive language. Oh, Adam Abu Hamidi, guess what, big dog? You just got a second yellow in the 66. Both teams down to 10 men. Well, Josh Tokishi, you get a yellow card for your trouble. He doesn't get sent off, I don't think. But then in the 86th minute, we're going to match your yellow card, does the Toucan say. Pharrell Leader Williams gets a yellow card in the 86th minute. In the 87th minute, Abel Mendoza gets a red card. Guess what? The Toucans have a goal and a player advantage. So it's tied 1-1 here. And now they have 10 men. Meanwhile, Corpus Christi only has 9. No big deal. We're going to see this game out. And that's exactly what they do because Pharrell Leader Williams gets the game winner. You remember him from earlier because he gets a yellow card in the 86th minute. Well, he gets the game winner. Check it right there. 2-1. But don't look now because Mario Hurtado gets a red card. Both teams finish 9 men. Shout out to the Lone Star State. It's always interesting out in that Lone Star division. 2-1 win for out for the Toucans, and both teams in with 9. How fun. Have to get a little bit of coffee in. Got to keep that energy up. So let's go over to the W before I give you a little bit of standings and then today's schedule. So yesterday's matches, big moment here as NC Courage only draw 0-0 with Wake FC. Now, I'm not seeing any kind of stats popping up here, like nothing. So there might be other scores, and I just didn't see it. But that one looks like a 0-0 to me. No yellow cards, anything. So some tells me that's probably not correct. Indy 11, though, they get a 3-0 win over the Dayton Dutch Lions. And sad moment here where we have 2 own goals, which seal the fate. But the only real goal, Amy Kamori, she gets a goal in the 24th minute. The Dutch Lions come out in their 4-5-1. The Indy 11 come out in their 4-3-3. You already knew that was happening. So now I know that the period means own goal. I did not know that. Yeah, no, I did not expect to wake up seeing the Courage get a draw. Me either. I thought they were going to run away with that division. So the fact that Wake were able to pull a draw is pretty crazy to me. But yeah, so now we know that the period when it has no name, that means own goal. Because in the 24th minute, Amy Kamori gets a goal for Indy 11. 26th minute, own goal by Dayton Dutch Lions. And in the 71st minute, an own goal steals the fate. 3-0 does it end in Dayton. Now, if we go to South Carolina, the Bantams win 2-1 over the Charlotte Eagles. This one starts fairly early, 16th minute. Brianna Pinasco gets a goal with the Bantams in their 4-3-3, Charlotte Eagles in their 4-4-2. The Bantams get their second goal, which ends up being the game winner from Caitlin Black. I went to school with a girl named Caitlin Black. How interesting. And but Elena Quinn gets their consolation goal for the Eagles in the 41st minute. From there, it's a pretty simple match to see out. 2-1 does it end in South Carolina. And finally, North Carolina Fusion versus the Trailblazers. Carolina Ascent. Again, one of the best nicknames you can have for like a 2-team. The Trailblazers. How awesome. The Fusion come out in their 4-2-3-1. With the Ascent coming out in their 4-3-3. The Trailblazers get started earlier. Maria Tapia in the 37th minute. But from there, hey, the Fusion holds strong until Tapia gets her brace in the 69th. And then down goes the downward spiral. Tapia with hers in the 79th to make it 2-0. Paola Ellis gets her goal in the 72nd minute. Paola Ellis gets her brace in the 77th. And Anna Dowane gets her goal in the 82nd minute. It ends 5-0 in favor of Carolina Ascent. So let's hit a little bit of standings, people. That is what we are here for. Don't forget, Wednesdays are normally our stats days. So we'll hit some matches, we'll hit some stats, we'll talk about all that stuff. But the standings now in the in League 2. I have put on W League standings. That's incorrect. We're doing League 2 standings. All right. So the way I kind of do these, if you're new to this, is I kind of hit your contenders. I'm not going to talk about your worst teams. It's not fun unless it's a hilarious stat line. Sorry, got to get a little bit of coffee before we do this. Chesapeake Division. We have a tie up top with Lionsbridge and Northern Virginia, both on 18 points, with Virginia Beach United in third, or technically third, but in second place with 17 points. It is tight in that Chesapeake division. Great Forest division is also pretty tight, with Steel City FC Buffalo both tied on 13, Toledo Villa on 11. In the Great Lakes division, Midwest United have a fairly comfortable lead at 18 points, and second is the Flint City Bucks in the Great Plains division. This one was a huge swing we saw from yesterday as the Menace took down Peoria, and that's made all the difference. Now the Menace up with 18 points, Peoria on 15. Massive swing of events. In the Heartlands division, I told you that Sueno was a big deal because they're in second place with 13, just behind Rochester at 15. Technically, Sueno has a game in hand over Rochester. So that is an interesting moment. Sueno with a massive win yesterday to make that one clear. Laredo Heat, are you going to stop them? I don't think anybody will. 21 points through 7 matches. They are one of the classes of League Two. And second is AHFC Royals in 13 points. In the Metropolitan Division, the Long Island Rough Riders, they are on 16 points, but right on their tail is FC Motown and Hudson Valley Hammers with 13 points. In the Mid-South Division, no shocker here, but the Little Rock Rangers are in first place with 16 points, with the Denton Diablos with 13. However, the Louisiana Crew have only played 5 matches with 2 matches in hand over Little Rock Rangers and Denton Diablos. They win those, they will go in first. In the Mid-Atlantic, Westchester United on 14, in the Ocean City Nor'easters on 13. That looks like that could be that division already wrapped up, barring real Central New Jersey with a massive comeback. The Mountain Division, it's all tied at the top with Flatirons and Utah United. It's 16 points. That division is over. In the North Cal division, San Juan SC on top, 21 points. They are way ahead of second place, but in second place is San Francisco Glens and San Francisco City FC, both on 15 points. That if I don't know if they play again, I want to check that, because if whoever wins that next matchup, if they have one, that is going to decide, I think, who walks away. Yes, they do. On July 2nd. There is one last matchup, second to last matchup of the season for the Glens, and it is going to basically decide the second person out of North Cal. That is huge matchup there. In the Northeast Division, on top is the Western Mass Pioneers. Right behind them is Vermont Green. The Pioneers on 17, Vermont Green on 16. In the Northwest Division, Ballard FC on top with 17, with Snohomish on 16. Excuse me. In South Atlantic, we are tied up on 15 with the Independence and Salem City, with the Bantams on 10. In the South Central, things have gotten interesting. Not really. Asheville City on 18 points through 6 matches. I'm just going to read this again because it blows my mind. 31 goals for, 1 against. They have a goal differential of 30. They've only conceded 1 goal. That's insane. Dothan United in second with 15 points. In the South Florida Division, on top is Fort Lauderdale United on 21 points, and second is St. Petersburg FC on 16. In the Southeast, Sporting Jacks on 16 with Brookhouse on 11. In the Southwest Division, FC Tucson, the former professional club, on 15 points. Oh, I'm so sorry. Capo FC with 16 points, with FC Tucson on 15. However, FC Tucson has a game in hand. And then in the Valley Division, Fort Wayne on top, 19 points, with Lexington SC right behind them on 17. That's going to get very interesting come the end of the season. That's going to be real tight. Do they play each other coming up? That is something I'm going to find out right now for you. They do, and they play tomorrow. So go ahead, put that on your radar. We'll talk about it then. But tomorrow very well could decide this Valley division. So go ahead, make it a priority to watch that match. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to go back to the Southwest division. Coachella. I'm sorry, Coachella. You don't deserve what I'm doing to you. Maybe you do. They oh no. They have scored 7 goals and have conceded 95. Let me say that again. They have conceded 95 goals. They have 1 point. Who do they draw with? Who do we need to shame? Stars. Okay, Stars FC have 5 points. I'm shaming Stars FC. They drew 5-5. 5 of their 9 goals came in 1 match. Oh, Coachella. Oh, bless your heart. All right, let's go over to the W League. I'm sad. In the Chesapeake Division, Annapolis Blues on top with 19 points, with Virginia Beach and Richmond Ivy tied on 12. In the Great Forest Division, the Riveters are on top with 17 points. The second place is Steel City FC. In the Great Lakes Division, it is tied on 13 with Detroit City FC and AFC Ann Arbor. That's a fun rivalry. When do they play each other? That's what I need to know. When do they? All right. June 21st. Mark it down. Detroit City host AFC Ann Arbor. That is going to be must watch. With second place is Midwest United. In the Heartlands Division, on top is the Minnesota Aurora, which they have 23 goals for and 1 against. God, what a good defense. That's a good team. With River Light right behind. I say right behind. They have 18 points. In the Lone Star Division, of course, it's the collusion going on with Lone Star on top, naturally, with AHFC Royals in second with 15 points, just behind. In the Metropolitan Division, Cedar Stars have 17 points, and we have Paisley and Morris both tied on 13. In the Mid-Atlantic Division, Eagle FC on 15 with Northern Virginia on 12. In the Mountain Division, Utah United on top with 18 points, and second is the Colorado Storm. In the North Cal Division, we have a tie at the top with San Juan SC and Stockton Cargo SC, both tied on 20. And second place is the Oakland Soul, our friends out in Oakland, with 14 points. And just because I want to say their name, in third place is the Pleasanton Rage. Makes me happy. All right. In the Northwest Division, FC Olympia has 18 points and Salmon Bay has 13. In the SoCal Division, Capo FC has 21 points and SC Blue Heat in second place with 18. In the South Atlantic Division, hey, they slipped up. Don't give everybody else a chance. NC Courage, 22 points. In second place is the Carolina Ascent with 16. Yeah. In the South Central Division, Asheville City SC with 25 points. In second place is Greenville Liberty. I do believe that they play in the very last game of the season, which that's a fun trip up Greenville Highway. If you live in the area, just drive up Greenville Highway. Ooh, okay. If you're a listener from that area, go up Greenville Highway from Greenville to Asheville. You're going to go through a town called Brevard. Beautiful place. I love it there. My wife lived there for a long time. There's a coffee shop named Cup and Saucer. And they have, and I don't say this lightly, I am very particular about my coffee. I'm very particular about my food. The best biscuits I've ever had in my life and the best coffee I've ever had in my life. And they made a tiramisu, which was our wedding cake. My wedding cake was a tiramisu. It's very affordable, very yummy. And across the street, kind of like if you go through some back streets, it's like 1 block over. There is this place called Bracken Mountain that has the best cookie. It's called the Good Intentions cookie. It's like an oatmeal and fruit cookie. And it's the best cookie I've ever had in my life. If you're in the Greenville area, just go to Brevard. Trust me, your life is going to change after you have that food. I think I'm going to go up there next week. So if anybody in Brevard is listening, you're not. But if you are, please just send me something. Send me a Good Intentions cookie. In the Southeast Division, Sporting Jacks has 24 points with TLH Reckoning on 18. And finally, in the Valley Division, Racing Louisville is on top with 18. However, Kingshammer FC Cincinnati has 14 with 2 games in hand, Indy 11 on 12. And that is your standings. So let's get into today's schedule, and I will let you guys go. Today was been kind of a longer one, so we'll hit that really fast. I hope. Today's matches on the 17th of June. We have a lot of matches, kind of in the League Two. Snowmish taking on Bigfoot in the Northwest, in the Great Forest. Akron City taking on FC Buffalo. In the Great Lakes, AFC Ann Arbor taking on Midwest United. In the Great Lakes, Lansing City Football is taking on Kalamazoo. In the Mid-South, Red Rivers taking on Louisiana Crew. In the Northeast, Vermont Green is taking on Western Mass. In the South Central, Birmingham Legion FC2 is taking on Southern Soccer Academy. In the Northwest, Land United is taking on FC Olympia. In the Metropolitan, Manhattan's taking on FC Motown. In the Mid-Atlantic, Westchester United is taking on LVU Rush. And in the W League, we are seeing Birmingham Legion WFC taking on Southern Soccer Academy at 3:30 today. I'll try to be there. In the Chesapeake, Virginia Atlantic WFC taking on Virginia Beach United FC. In the North Cal, Marins FC Sirens taking on Oakland Soul. In the Mountain Division, Albion SC Colorado versus Flatirons FC. In the Great Forest, Flower City 1872 taking on FC Buffalo. In the Heartland, Sioux Falls Cities taking on Minnesota Aurora. In the Metropolitan, Hudson Valley Crusaders taking on AC Connecticut. In the Southeast, Brookhouse FC is taking on Brevard Riptides. And in the South Central, Tennessee SC taking on Asheville City. Thank you guys so much for listening today. Thank you for following along. I hope to see you guys in the chat tonight as we do a whole lot of combos about a whole lot of USL. It's going to be a good time. Join us tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. See you then, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching another episode of the USL Show.
The USL Show is now proudly part of the Protagonist podcast family. Please go to protagonistsoccer.com to check out more work. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see everyone again next time.